guys, welcome back to Making Frugal Fun. I'm Shannon and I share our family's debt-free journey to pay off over $500,000 of debt and all the frugal things we do to get there faster. And that includes a lot of meal planning. Meal planning has been one of the #1 easiest and quickest ways we were able to cut our expenses, and it continues to be a way that we save hundreds of dollars every month compared to what we were used to spend on groceries before we were planning out our meals in advance. So we know school is starting back up, which is crazy and hard to believe, but that means for a lot of people packing lunches as a way to save money. Of course, some people buy their kids lunch at the school. That can be a little bit more expensive. It just kind of depends. So you can do the math and kind of figure it out on your own, whether it's cheaper to pack or to send your kids to school with money to buy lunch at school. The last couple years, they had the free meals because of COVID, which was awesome. So we were definitely doing that. But this year, that program is no longer happening unless you qualify, at least here in Texas. So we will be back to packing lunches for our kids. And I have 3 kids, ages 8, 6, and 4. They're very picky. It's super hard to find something that all 3 of them will eat, but we do our best. So today I'm going to share 15 easy lunchbox ideas with you. All of these lunchbox ideas are from my kid-friendly breakfast and lunch plan. It comes with a shopping list so you can get everything you need for the 30 days of breakfast and lunch ideas. Already planned out for you. There's a calendar that has everything already planned out, what to eat for breakfast, what to eat for lunch. A master grocery list so you can shop for everything at once and you just need to refresh your produce each week. And then also quick reference cards that say exactly what to put in your lunchbox every single day, as well as recipes. Super easy, simple recipes from scratch. I also have a list in there that says like, okay, if you don't want to make mini muffins from scratch, then make sure you get the Intamin's Little Bites this week for whatever. So I try to make it as foolproof as possible and easy. Do you need this? Absolutely not. You can just watch the videos and get some ideas, get some inspiration. But if you're one of the people that really like having a done-for-you meal plan option, then make sure you check the link in the description box below the video. So without further ado, let's get into some packed lunches for back to school. The first lunchbox idea we have is kind of like a DIY turkey Lunchable. So you can either use cheese sticks for this or you can cut up your own cheese, which is probably cheaper to do, definitely. And you can just roll it up inside a slice of turkey. You can use deli turkey or you can use the Oscar Mayer turkey that comes in a big pack. And then I'm just adding some ranch dip and some sliced bell pepper, along with a granola bar, which you can make yourself or buy to make it easier, and then some grapes, which of course, depending on the age of your children, slice up the grapes. For the purposes of making this video, I'm doing a lot of things to either make it look aesthetically pleasing because it's a video, or just to make it simpler since I was making like 15 lunches in one day for the purposes of this video. So the second lunchbox idea that we have is peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and we're doing them on an English muffin. So in my meal plan, my kid-friendly breakfast and lunch plan, I have it so like you're buying in bulk a lot of things, like a few packs of English muffins, and then you're making several different breakfast and lunch ideas with all of those items. And the purpose is to use everything up. So when I made the plan, I made it based on 4 elementary school aged children, and all the groceries and everything for 60 breakfasts and 60 lunches for a month for 4 kids is like around $200 for all that stuff. So like $50 a week. So it came out pretty frugal for all of those things. And obviously if you have less kids, then you could stretch this plan for a couple months. But anyways, so you'll see a lot of like repeat items, like English muffins being used several times and the same fruits and veggies on the side. And that's because we're trying to use up everything that we bought for the whole month. And a lot of these things you can also make ahead and freeze. And obviously it's going to be a little bit more expensive if you buy pre-packaged items like granola bars or mini muffins or frozen pancakes, things like that. But if you make them from scratch, you can make this plan very, very cheap. If you buy the pre-made, that's totally okay. Some weeks I make stuff from scratch, some weeks I buy the pre-made, but this is a hack
to save a lot of money on like those fruit pouches, applesauce pouches. You can buy these reusable little squeezy things. I forget what they're called. I'll link everything below that you see in this video in my favorite back to school lunch items. But yeah, that's a great way. You can put yogurt in those or any of your other favorite squeezable things like smoothies. The next lunch that we're doing is a grilled cheese kebab. And so, of course, if you are scared to send your kids with a pointy stick like this to school, you can just put the sandwich in there, sliced up without the stick. But it's just like a fun, different way to serve a sandwich. And I put turkey bacon in between the slices of the grilled cheese. So these lunch boxes that I'm using are the Bent Go Pop lunch boxes. And I will, of course, link these below as well. We also have the Bent Go toddler ones that have the tinier little areas. But as my kids are getting older, these are a little bit better for my first and third grader right now. My 4-year-old will still use the little Bent Go ones that we used previously for toddlers. Now, this is English muffin mini pizzas. So this is kind of like a DIY pizza Lunchable. And again, you can see we're using the English muffins because we had a big pack of English muffins and we want to try to use them up as much as we can so nothing goes to waste. So now we're doing a classic peanut butter and jelly, and this is how we make the Uncrustables. Now, I will usually just make a huge loaf, like 1 or 2 or 3 loaves of these DIY Uncrustables, use the Uncrustable cutter, and then put them in the freezer in like a giant Ziploc bag. I just saw someone post something on like Facebook or something saying to put paper towels in between them when you store them, and then just put them right back in the bread loaf bag and then pop them in the freezer, which I thought was a good idea. So I'm going to try that next time, definitely. And now this is a more adventurous lunchbox idea for sure. You can also turn this into a wrap. So this is a DIY mini Cobb salad, which reminds me of the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad, which is one of my favorites. But anyways, I'm just putting some bacon bits, which you can make yourself from bacon or buy, of course. Chicken nuggets, again, make them from scratch. Use Tyson frozen chicken nuggets and some craisins and a hard-boiled egg on the side. And then I'm adding just a little bit of ranch dip. So your kids can just pick at it, pick off the chicken, dip it in the ranch dip, eat the egg on the side, put the egg on the salad. It's really up to them. These thermos containers are amazing. They come with a spoon, which my children have since lost, but I still like them for storing hot or cold items to pack for lunch. So here I'm making a yogurt parfait. So to keep the yogurt cold, I'm putting it in here, and then I'm going to put all the toppings and fixins on inside the Bent Go box, and they can put the granola and the fruit on top of their yogurt and have a little parfait. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. It is still summer break as I'm recording this, and definitely trying to get as much content out as I can, but it's more challenging when kids are around and you're trying to film videos and voiceovers, but it's okay. We'll get it all done. So this is granola. You can get any kind of granola that your kids like. This is the Kind brand, which I actually really like. My son likes the honey bunches of oat granola. And then I'm adding some veggie straws on the side as well, and of course some blueberries and strawberries. What I like about this lunch plan is you can use it really for inspiration too. So for the main course, and then just whatever fruit and veggies you have in your fridge, use those and put them on the side, and that way you're using up everything that you already have and you don't feel like you have to run out and buy anything new or anything that your kids don't like. You can just put whatever their favorite veggies and fruits are on the side. This is a smoky roll up, so I put the little smoky weenies inside with some cheese and roll them up in a crescent roll, and you bake them for like 8 to 10 minutes on 350, just like the crescent roll instructions say. And they are super yummy. And then I'm just adding some goldfish crackers too in there with them. So I'll make like several different things with crescent rolls at the same time. I'll fill them with cheese and pepperoni for like a pizza roll up. You can put strawberry preserves and cream cheese in them. You can put Nutella in them, all kinds of different things. And then this is just a mini muffin box. So something super easy to throw together, really good for picky eaters because you can just put a lot of different fun things, fruits and veggies, and then some mini muffins. You can either purchase pre-made, or I also have a recipe on my blog, which I'll link below, for mini pancake bites, which you can make a giant batch of like 48 of them. You can put whatever toppings you want. You can put sprinkles to make like funfetti. You can put Nutella in them to make stuffed pancake bites. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. And I'm just adding some mini pepperonis, cheese, celery, different fun things for the kids to try. This is another way to make like a pizza Lunchable and to use up what you have. So this is just bread pizzas. So you're just gonna put bread, cheese, pepperonis, and you can melt the cheese a little bit either in the microwave or in the oven if you like it a little bit more crispy. It's a good way to use up what you already have. Super cheap lunch idea. This, I think, is one of my favorite lunchbox ideas. It's basically like a mini chicken and waffles lunch. So if your kids really like breakfast or breakfast for lunch, breakfast for dinner, this is a fun idea. You just take some Eggo waffles or waffles that you make on your own, cut them up into fun little slices, add some chicken nuggets on the side, and then we're gonna put some syrup for dipping. Also, so if you put I like using these little silicone muffin containers just to make it like easier to clean out the lunchbox and to keep everything contained, and also it looks kind of cute. The individual compartments will keep like dips and things like that contained really well, but if the lunchboxes jiggle around a lot, it is going to be kind of messy in there. But so if you're worried about that, you could put it in more like a container with a lid, and I'll try to link some options. I know they have different dressing containers and things like that on Amazon that you can grab to put your dips, like this barbecue sauce, so that it won't be so messy inside the lunchbox. But of course, for content creation purposes, it looks super cute putting them in these little silicone muffin containers. And I do use these to separate the compartments, like with different food items, and it works really well. This is, I'm just using little smokies, like we used little smokies to make the crescent roll-ups earlier. So now today we're just doing regular little smokies dipped in barbecue sauce. You can heat them up or keep them cold. These lunchboxes will keep things warm, but not super hot. So if you want to keep things really warm, I definitely recommend the thermos containers. They work really well. And now we're doing another easy spin on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is peanut butter and jelly kebabs, or you can slice them into fun shapes or little squares like this. Add some goldfish, some apple slices, and some bell pepper and ranch. This is a good one for picky eaters where you want to sneak in just one little fun thing for them to try, like the bell pepper. Everything else is really picky eater friendly. And then now we have the pizza roll-ups like I was talking about earlier that I'll make with the crescent rolls. So you just put cheese and pepperoni in them and roll them up, bake them as described on the instructions for the crescent rolls. And now we have just a traditional chicken nugget meal with some barbecue sauce for dipping, or you could put ranch or sweet and sour sauce or whatever your kid's favorite chicken nugget dip is. And then, of course, grapes again, slice them up depending on their age, and also some carrots and ranch dip on the side. I really hope this inspires you guys for back to school, or if you're just running out of ideas for your kids' lunches. Make sure that you check out my kid-friendly breakfast and lunch planner and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.